if a good number of Ugandans can access quality smartphones, then it will contribute to a move towards digitalizing of the economy. Let's have a look at the details of this.
Broadcasting is a process by which broadcasting services offered on analog networks are transferred to digital networks. In 2015, Uganda Communications Commission effected the switch off of analog TV transmission in line with the June 79 set by the International Telecommunications Union for African countries to migrate to digital broadcasting. The policy approved by Parliament of Uganda in 2011 was meant to improve access to quality broadcasting services across the country and to promote local content development, like officials said. But the transition is also limiting access to information for many. According to the Minister in charge of ICT and national guidance, many Ugandans have less accessibility to quality ICT devices like smartphones, something that hinders the digitalization of the country. He underscored the need to reduce taxes on such items. He says that even during COVID-19, not execute these studies through Zoom.
But the biggest problem which we experienced during COVID are the devices. Because even when classes were going on Zoom, some on TV, some on radios, the children didn't have the devices to use. That's why at one time the president said, but can't we buy radios? Now that's the biggest problem. Now what we are trying to, even yesterday we met our ICT committee, and we are trying to see how can each and every person get a device, at least which can access internet, which can access Zoom.
But yet we have a lot of services that are existing in the market that are running on those smartphones. So it's in our interest to actually drive that uptake by also looking into the market and nature of business. There's a lot of business that's running on the mobile phone these days. Young people are making money on things like TikTok. And so to digitalize the economy and enable everyone to carry a smart device in their pocket is in the interest of us at URA.
The Minister of Finance is the implementer of these policies, but we are happy to go with such a proposal because you will note that we are really digitalizing the entire tax process through the introduction of the tax stamps, electronic fiscal receipting. We want everyone to be digitally literate, to be able to use that digital gadget to pay tax, to facilitate tax compliance. And specifically, we are looking at simplifying the tax systems. Simplifying the tax systems to the extent that even a semi-literate taxpayer is able to do the return themselves.
When Uganda introduced a tax on social media use in 2018, the government hoped the new source of revenue would help widen the country's tax base. Instead, internet subscription fell drastically and the government did not raise the anticipated revenue as most users turned to virtual private network VPN to access social media platforms.
How internet can be cheaper is if more people hook on the internet. But you can't go on the internet with 2G. So that is the biggest problem. But we are also looking at penetration. Right now, we are working on the phase 5 of putting up the NBI, the National Backbone Infrastructure.
The role of URA is really not to formulate policy or come up with tax rates. Yes, we have an input. We advise the Minister of Finance on some of the new taxes. But advice is advice. The minister may take it, may not. And even Parliament, which legislates ultimately and passes law, may take the advice or may not.
The chairperson of the ICT committee was even saying, but you people, why can't we tell government to buy people phones? You are getting me?
Radios will never get.
No, we can get. We buy people phones and then they hook on the internet because we would get more tax from internet than the phone. Because the internet is used every time you are on the internet.
According to After Access Report 2021, less than half of Ugandans have access to mobile phone, with 71 of these connected using a basic phone. In 2021, the GSMA estimated that Uganda had a smartphone adoption of 16%, markedly lower than 30% average for Sub-Saharan Africa. Bedson Mumbere, Smart 24 TV.
The customers you serve already have microfinance institutions they belong to, even SACCOs inclusive.
With that particular word, the ICT Ministry is lobbying for tax reduction on ICT devices like smartphones. That is some of
great news.
Great news.
In case it is implemented.
The way Ugandans will be excited to hear that.
I mean, what does it mean? That means that we're going to buy phones, the most, even the Apple ones that you're proud of always, the iPhone ones at a very great in the Ugandan market. So to me, the challenge that the Ministry of ICT should actually come up to address is how we're going to also, as Ugandans, as a Ugandan economy, participate, also be in a global competition of, embracing smartphones. I mean, when are we going to hit that market? And also, I would appreciate it very well better in case also the regulations regarding security of these phones are very well implemented. Just like you say, it is very easy to steal a phone, and then do you know I can steal a phone from you and change it then, and you never know it's actually your phone, because there's systems of flashing it, and then I get rid of the information, I put in my new information, and just within a short period it's gone, and I can be with you not knowing this is your stolen phone actually. So to me, it would be of value to the economy if also the ministry comes up to say, hey, this is what we are creating, maybe there is a software we are developing, maybe, please, I would appreciate that. I mean, that would drive us even more competent also on a global competition with other economies, to make sure even you never know, this could also help borders to be relieved of the curfew. I mean, if our security is tight as a country, if we are able to use devices that have got a very great installable security amplifiers and applications, why not? We can be very eloquent and also be guided on our own by our own tools. Yeah.
So I think with that we can actually get to understand how best the country can push for digitalization of the economy. I think we can actually also look at how we can push for quality smartphones in the country, or even how our phone manufacturing company in the country or industry can grow by bringing out better smartphones to compete with the world market.
Very. And of course, as we head into the break, more will be coming up shortly in regards to business in sport. Jerome Posonko, are you going to take us through sport?
Yes, I will be taking you through sport. There is something funny about the sport that is
Tell me about
up.
the AFCON. Isn't it ending for?
You know,
I'm checking my calendar.
So I've actually been in support of Senegal, and apparently Senegal has already reached the final.
So today we're in finals of AFCON.
No, today we have another semi-final between Egypt and Cameroon. So that is another semi-final to see who is going to play Senegal on Sunday.
Okay, and that actually going to be coming up shortly from now.